Welcome to the Elusive Truth with Rich and Larry. Here we are, folks. The clown show has begun, and I hope you're all strapped in. Change is a-coming. You can feel it in the air. So please sit back and relax as we discover the rabbit hole again.
Hello?
Gary, have you left that leftist city, Seattle, yet?
Actually, yes, I was supposed to stay and get some imports, and it looks like I'm on my way back.
Well, and I heard that you spent the night up there, too. My goodness, you're a dedicated beast.
Hey, better me than one of the other guys.
Well, speaking of all that good stuff, so what do you think of Biden and his $1.85 trillion spending plan?
I think he doesn't have a week or two left in office.
Well, that would be nice. Unfortunately, he's probably going to be there. I do believe that the uprising is going to start. It is just, it's unbelievable the stuff that's coming out these days. I started talking about his little spending plan was, did you hear the latest on the Biden administration that is going to or wanting to? Illegal immigrants need to be compensated for the illegal barbaric Trump Act by separating families and keeping them over in Mexico. So Biden wants to pay each person $450,000.
What?
Yes.
Now,
for breaking into the country.
For what?
For breaking into the country and getting PSTD and all this other crazy woke stuff and everything. Their rights have been violated by Trump.
Because they gave their child to a coyote to send them across the border and paid the coyote money, and I'll hook up with my child later. He's a good cover for you.
Oh, buddy. Wait, this just came out this morning, and everybody's going to go nuts. So my taxes are going to pay $450,000 for people to come to the United States?
I think the brown people deserve reparations. That's what it is. They're making reparations for the brown and not the blacks this time.
Browns, Haitians, they're everybody.
Browns, Haitians, everyone coming in. Yes, I was just being facetious.
Yes, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Because
the blacks have tried for reparations. The Browns get reparations for PSTD with children's separation coming to America.
Again, that's for committing a crime.
For committing a crime and storming our gates and invading our country.
I still cannot believe this.
No little expression, time is money. As one computer said, if you're on the train and they say Portal Bridge, you better make other plans.
I heard that he's not even in the country.
No, he just left. He landed. He's over in Europe right now. He was with the Pope.
WTF? We don't have any problems going on in America. He should just take off and leave the country.
Just nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense.
Hey, you know what does make sense? If I could put a little calm and ease into your stress of everything you've just said is crazy. What makes sense is millions and millions are awakening up to the madness. Millions and millions know that nothing makes sense. And I think it has to get this bad in order to awaken the people.
I could never imagine any of this. This is just nuts. Really?
No, that's just, how about, how come Obama, here's a good excuse to show that we're winning. We're winning this, and they're running scared, and desperate people do desperate things, right? It's exactly what's happening. I heard that all the elites from Zuckerberg down to all the elites that are going to have all their assets seized because of their treasonous acts that go along with their crimes are running off to Hong Kong, trying to launder their money so that all their assets don't get seized and they can hide. You know what? They can't wash that money anywhere because we're tracking them. They've all been flying all over trying to hide their assets now because they're all going to prison. How would that be?
Well, the only part that kind of makes sense is that I know Biden's trying to push, a tax on the wealthy, which has never been done before. And, of course, businesses. He wants businesses to pay 15% right off the bat. So there's a lot of people scrambling, I guess, to shore up their money, especially with all this talk of the new order, the reset, the Armageddon, the apocalypse, revelations. It's all happening, and between this and Biden and aliens and just the crazy in the world, the volcanoes going off everywhere. It's
that one
time.
could turn into a tsunami.
Woo.
You know, La Palma Island they're talking about.
There's stuff happening all over the world that it's amazing. You know, it's just amazing.
Then how come Guantanamo Bay has had over $400 million worth of expansion and improvements, and when Obama got to be president back in whatever that was, 2008, he said, the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of Guantanamo Bay military prison. Oh, did he accomplish that? The first thing he wanted to accomplish? No. You know why? Because that's where all these elites are going.
What, he built a prison for them?
Yeah.
Because that's Obama's going to be his new home too soon.
That is going to be his home. Absolutely. No, that's the most secure prison, and the military tribunals and any federal crimes against the government get tried and punished down there. Did you know that?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah. It ain't just for political prisoners that they've taken out of, the 911. And remember, that became the center point for prisoners during the 9/11 escapade.
Right. That's where all the supposedly jihad terrorists went.
Yeah. Well, all these American prisoners are going to be in cells right along with them now. Isn't that going to be lovely?
Everybody will love that.
Oh, that is going to be cleaning it up. I'll tell you, man. These are the most exciting times, Rich. I just got a smile on my face every day for the next few weeks. Have you heard the saying, the storm is upon us? We are in it now. They're doing serious cleanups.
The repercussions are being felt right now with everything being crazy. There's actually shortages in the grocery stores now. It's weird. So with that, I want to play you a clip of Joe Biden talking about his Build Back Better plan. Have a listen.
What are we doing? What in God's name are we doing? And by the way, you hear these numbers, 3.5 trillion or 1.75 trillion? We pay for it all. It doesn't increase the deficit 1 single cent.
It's fun times are about to happen. Actually, here's a person from the past. Remember Newt Gingrich?
Oh, yes, an old rhino.
Yes, well, he had a little statement to say after Biden made his push for this new infrastructure plan. And I was very surprised, but it's spot on. Basically, especially with talking about how this tax or this new plan of Biden's is not going to cost $0, no taxes whatsoever. And they want to spend almost $5 trillion.
I can't even comprehend the T word.
It's unbelievable.
Well, maybe Newt Gingrich is coming out speaking just to save his rhino ass from playing both sides forever. And this might be his chance to, like I said, just save his butt of all the two-faced politics he's pulled in his career.
Well, have a listen. This is Newt Gingrich with his take on what's going on with Biden.
Well, I think it's partly a problem, but it's partly, if you thought you bought a racehorse and you ended up buying a donkey, there ought to be a point where you decide not to race it. They've got bills that aren't very popular. The more people learn about them, the less popular they are. What he said yesterday, just plain a lie. I mean, they're talking about a big tax increase that they're trying to get written in the Senate Finance Committee. They're in a big fight between the Democrats and House Ways and Means and the Democrats and Senate Finance over how to raise taxes. Now, all this talk by Biden that, we can spend $3.5 trillion, his numbers, $3.5 trillion, $1.75 trillion. Even at his numbers, that's like $5.25 trillion. Is there anybody in America who believes you can spend $5.25 trillion, not billion, trillion dollars, and not raise taxes, and not somehow pay for it with deficit financing? So I think they've got themselves out on a rhetorical limb. They can't get off it. And for some reason, nobody on his staff can explain to Biden that this just makes him unbelievable. I mean, nobody believes what he said yesterday.
Yeah. What's happening is you're now starting to see some people like at Fox News, like Laura Ingraham. She had a bunch to say, and it sounds very common sense. It definitely does not sound leftist whatsoever. So you have all these Tucker Carlson, people like that, I guess that for whatever reason didn't listen to him much, but he's actually speaking some sense. You still have to take his word with a grain of salt. It's better than what's coming out on MSN.
Yes, I think actually, you mentioned Tucker, and I think he is actually the only sensible sound on Fox. Yes, you're hearing some good stuff from him, and did he take the bad side for a while? I think yes, but I still like him, and I think he's redeeming himself for some of the bad statements and choices he's made.
Well, there is. Like I said, you can actually see it, and it's also how they report. There's not so much opinion. It's just trying to show a fact and how absurd it is. Russell Brand, he's another guy who's not even an American, and he is speaking some common sense, which most people don't have anymore. So let's move on to the newest threat to civilization as we know it, the super cold. That's out now is worse than the COVID. Oh, my God.
Well, it's encouraging to hear that maybe some of these ultra libs that do have big followings have actually woken up, and like the Russell Brand and shit, you know what I mean? We are going to need a lot of these that have been true hard, die hard psycho libs to actually come to Jesus moment. And not all libs are going to be bad. Yes, be a large percentage that will ever refuse to accept the truth. Let's go with those that are going to run with accepting the truth and join the righteous living, if you want to call it that.
It's amazing because I watched a clip of Nancy Pelosi demanding that we have border security and all the things that you would think would be American and that she's totally against right now.
Well, we have been on the same page on immigration reform. Our Democratic caucus has adopted certain principles that relate to securing our borders, enforcing our laws, protecting our workers, unifying families, and having a path to legalization. They were the principles that we have been debating from for several years now. So I would hope that any comprehensive immigration reform that we would have would contain those principles.
And then there's another clip of Biden, the same thing. The border is the most important thing we have to secure. We have to take care of this. And look what's happening now.
We're sending back the vast majority of the families that are coming. We're trying to work out now with Mexico their willingness to take more of those families back. But that's what's happening. They're not getting across the border.
Yeah, I heard there's like several 100,000. Have you heard any numbers that are about to storm our border?
They just showed another waves are coming in.
They haven't told you numbers?
Well, of course they haven't told us numbers because they want to give $450,000 to the immigrants coming in. Oh my God! Seriously, it's getting real bad. And you see what Texas is doing, and I am sure the rest of these places, like New Mexico, is going to have to step up, and Arizona, because we can't let this happen. Things have gotten that bad, and we know what's happening. And I think, like you said, a lot of people are starting to wake up, and a lot of people are starting to say no. I'm seeing a lot of protests in New York City with this vaccine mandate, which is just really. I can't.
Have you seen parents attending school board meetings and speaking out and being called terrorists that they can't find out what their child's curriculum is going to be?
Honestly, where is the lawyers? Where is the legal? This is ridiculous. At school board meetings, and you're now a domestic terrorist because you want to know, or you're speaking up on what you want to know, what's going on in your kid's education. It's ridiculous.
This whole world has gone mad. The whole world hasn't gone mad. The lefts have gone ultra extreme. And this is, again, desperate people throw all that they have out the window at the last moment.
And it's because it's seriously. Look at Portland. It's no better. It is still ridiculous down there. The shootings continue. The car thefts continue. And the police keep getting less and less authoritative. It's crazy.
And have you heard about November 3rd being National Walkout Day?
Telling people, enjoy Halloween because this is the last known good holiday, but it's going to be the last hurrah before all this happens, because Thanksgiving is already going to cost apparently $20 more, which is the highest ever for any type of Thanksgiving, I guess, with all these crazy numbers they want you to believe. Because remember, July 4th, we saved 16 cents on July 4th. That was Biden's big thing. It was 16 cents better off than the previous.
Than the 4th of July before?
Right. 16 cents. Right? I mean, and he's using numbers 1.85 trillion, 3.5 trillion, all these crazy numbers that cost zero.
Oh, have you heard about anything what's happening? I said on November 3rd, and then on the 11th on Veterans Day.
What's happening on Veterans Day?
I don't know exactly. I was just checking with you, but that literally is like going to become one of our greatest holidays, bigger than the 4th of July, because who is cleaning up America right now? Our military. Our veterans are going to become some of the most respected humans, Americans, that we have, that have actually fought this battle first front line in the trenches. Without our military, Rich, we're done as a country, as a globe. And this whole Russia thing. I got another question for you. I think Putin's on our side, but how come they always play him to be the bad guy? Can you name any horrible stuff Russia has done to us in the past, 5-6 years compared to China?
That's a loaded question. There's been a long history between us and Russia, and again, it's the governments. But as far as Putin is concerned, if for a bad guy and for a communist leader, he's actually somebody that you can look up to a certain degree. I mean, for what he's done, and just like anything else, he is not perfect. He's got his pitfalls. And yes, he has done some bad things. Just talk to some people.
Ukraine for a while there.
Talk to the Ukrainian people, again, is now coming up with China. I'd rather have Russia as an ally than against. So, again, that's a crazy loaded question, and that has ramifications.
Yeah, I know.
For whatever happens. We know how the government works. What I want to get to, and getting into this closing, is, do you know what's going to kick all this off? Do you have any idea what is going to start this movement into the stratosphere?
Yeah. I heard they're going to make it real with some very high-powered arrests beginning to take place. That these people that think they're untouchables, so to speak, and they can just do unspeakable crimes to humanity. I think something like that is going to waken people up, and we're going to start with some arrests. That's my take on how this is going to get kicked off.
So I believe, and I predict, this is going to happen Saturday. Game 4 at Atlanta, with President Trump coming to the game. If
he's going to be in Atlanta,
if he shows up to the game like he's supposed to, he said he's got tickets, he's all set. I mean, it's all over. If he comes to Atlanta for Game 4, it is going to be the most watched World Series game ever, just based on that. And here's where the litmus test is. When he comes to the stadium, do you think "Let's go, Brandon" is going to be shouted at the top of the lungs? Or do you think it's going to be all quiet and hush-hush, and there's going to be boos and whatnot? And
oh, my God. I didn't know. That's beautiful.
So you're going to have President Trump there, who apparently received tickets from the Atlanta Braves, and we also have the Major League Baseball commissioner that's supposed to be there as well.
and what's more American than apple pie and baseball as far as a part of our culture?
That's why I say this is where the kickoff is. I predict that Trump will show up, and when he does show up, the people are going to go nuts with "Let's go, Brandon," F. Joe Biden, the whole 9 yards.
Oh my goodness!
And they're going to make a big stink, and it's going to have to delay the game or something to let the world know, look what's happening, because this is going to be the big kickoff. You know what I mean?
That is probably going to be one of the most secure games of Secret Service ever.
I don't think he'll show up. It's too much logistics, and it will, like I said, this will be the big downfall.
He might be able to just chop her into the infield.
He's not got chopper in the infield. If he does, that's even more grandiose, and it will definitely show that he has.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Or they have tunnels that he can come out of tunnels, like they have the ambulances for all the injuries and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, no,
they have tunnels in and out of stadiums.
The political climate has changed. This "Let's go, Brandon."
Oh.
This F. Joe Biden. This whole 9 yards of everybody being woke.
Wow.
And this is going to show the media. It will be live. It will be on, and the world will see. There will be no media corruption.
That is so great. Oh, plus, I just thought of? Remember how shameless the Major League Baseball, the MLB commissioner, took the All-Star game away from Atlanta because they said they had voter suppression on blacks during that whole recount of Atlanta, Georgia. Do you remember that? Last year, they changed the MLB All-Star game and moved it to Denver because Atlanta wasn't worthy of it.
Correct. And now they're in a World Series.
Can you believe that?
And that's why I brought up the commissioner is going to be there, because he's anti-Trump. And like I said, Trump's going to walk into that place. And my prediction is, if we are right in saving America, the place is going to explode with "Let's go, Brandon." They're gonna show. That's gonna be the kickoff.
And that's on the 4th?
That's Saturday.
Oh, the 4th game.
The fourth game. I didn't even know the World Series was on because I haven't been paying any attention.
I know Atlanta kicked butt on the first one, but I didn't. What game are they in now?
Last I checked, they were 1-1.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been watching it, but I do know Saturday is apparently Game 4 in Atlanta.
Wow. I think anywhere he goes is explosive.
You're going to see the media. He's going to have the stadium hold 70,000 people.
We're getting a chance of over 100,000 people. Let's squeeze in more just to chant and you know what it's going to end up saying? It's going to drop the "Let's go, Brandon," and it's going to go real. Fuck Joe Biden.
You're going to see it. We're going to see what happens. If he shows up, that's my prediction. That's the kickoff. This is end of the year, the reset, the whole 9 yards, whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen. It's
hey, if I lose you, I just want to let you know I'm driving through some hills. And did you see Biden going to pump up that Virginia governor in the governor race?
Yep, I have a little.
He went to endorse the governor.
Yeah, it's just bad.
Did you hear what the crowd was yelling?
Yes.
They were yelling, "We want Trump! We want Trump!" And Biden said something like, "This isn't about Trump."
Even Obama was there just a few days ago trying to, again, until we have fair elections and accountability, I won't put anything past it, but it looks like the Virginia is going to get a new governor.
It's going to be a very tight race, but if it's, it could be another one to check out and validate their fraudness too. Like when Gavin Newsom won the recall, we were watching all the machines.
Something happened. Something still went on, because there's no way people that crazy are still in power. And I say that because look at Chicago. That's what's happening there. And how can you not vote for somebody that's going to change that? Same thing in Portland. You got that freaking Wheeler in there. Look at Portland.
And the governor, she's crazy.
Exactly. How can this continue? There's no way.
It can't. It can't. This is just glorious times. We had to go through this madness. Is sad, and it's caused a lot of psychosis in people.
The people of Virginia they can't be brain dead. They can't really have a blind eye to all this that's going on. They have to know it's unbelievable. There should be this race that's going on in Virginia right now should be so lopsided it's not even funny.
It should.
And
the media is still calling it, a 1 or 2 point spread.
Exactly. It's too close to call. It's amazing. They're trying to set us up. And in my mind, it should be no way.
Yeah,
absolutely no
you're
way.
right.
With the Democrats and what they're doing, it's ridiculous. It's the absolute truth. It's unbelievable. And that's what I'm seeing as people are waking up and people are smelling the roses. And it doesn't smell too good, folks.
This is glorious times, and man, we could go on forever. You know that, Rich.
Yep.
I love your side and our constructive conversation bantering.
It's nothing. Believe me. What we talk about is so under the radar. And seriously, listen to Russell Brand. And the guy, he's relatively intelligent and he's got some good common sense things. And what's nice about the guy, he tells you he doesn't agree with everything. That's not what we're here to agree with everything. We're here to help and learn and understand each other. And until we do that, we're going to get nowhere. The Democrats and these crazy leftists are making it incredibly hard for the Americans who love this country and support the Constitution. It's driving us nuts. We're done. And Saturday, you're going to see it.
You are spot on. And, one has to be real careful in a constructive intellectual conversation when you're rebuking someone that their defenses come up automatically.
We're going to see it, buddy. We're going to see it. Stay safe this Halloween. Get your ducks in a row. Life is going to unfold right before us, whether we like it or not. Peace out to everybody.
Whether you like it or not. And this can only be masterminded by our Creator Almighty.
Yep. God bless you. God bless the world. Have faith, folks. Here we go.
Yes, indeed. Oh, I love it, Rich. Thank you. Thank you.
You take care and be safe, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.